Hi, all. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Jaftopus Technologies Private Limited. So in today's session, we'll try to take a deep dive about build tools, and we'll also try to discuss a little bit about what are the major significance of build tools in an IT organization. We'll try to see different types of build tools that are available in market, and we'll also try to have a little bit glance about Maven build tool. So let's get started. So what is a build tool? So build tools are commonly known as programs that automate the process of building an executable application from source code. For example, let's assume you are working for a particular project, and then the project can contain multiple programs and it also contains multiple test cases. Now, I have a scenario where I want to compile all my programs and I want to run all my test cases at one shot. So how can we achieve this particular scenario? So in order to compile all the programs and in order to run all the test cases inside your project, we are going to make use of build tools. So the major intent of build tool is to compile the source code, and then to run the test cases, we are going to make use of build tools. The building process includes activities like compiling, means compiling the source code, and packaging the code into an executable form. For example, let's assume like I want to compile and I want to run my program by giving certain kind of inputs. And once the program gets executed successfully, so the program generates certain kind of output, right? In the same fashion, whenever you are trying to compile your source code by making use of build tools, so the build tools will try to generate certain kind of output. So those outputs are called as executable forms or executable files. So these executable files can be either in AR format or WAR format or jar format. Got my point, guys? So the build tools, they're mainly used for compiling the source code, and once the once it completes the compilation of the source code, it tries to generate some kind of output, means executable file, and then the executable file can be in any one of these formats. So it can be either in jar format, or it can be in ER format, or it can be in WAR format. So jar, it stands for Java archive file. WAR, it stands for web archive file. EAR, it stands for enterprise archive file. So then we'll try to see what are the different types of build tools available in market. So in market, we have different types of build tools like Ant, Maven, Gradle, SBT, etc. So like this, we have different types of build tools available in market. But most of the IT companies, in order to develop their projects, they are going to make use of either Maven or Gradle. So out of those build tools, so most of the IT companies, they makes use of either Maven or they makes use of either Gradle as their build tools in order to develop their projects. So in today's session, let's try to understand little bit about what is Maven. Okay, so Maven is a popular open source build tool. So what is mean by open source? Open source means you don't need to buy any license. So directly you can download it from internet and you can start using it. So Maven is a popular open source build tool developed by Apache Software Group to build, publish, and deploy executable files for better project management. So Maven is written in Java and it is mainly used for building the projects which are in C Sharp, means .NET, Java, Ruby, etc. And we'll try to discuss little bit about some of the salient features of Maven. So Maven is mainly used for downloading the dependencies from Maven repository. So let us try to understand what is meant by dependencies or what is meant by dependency. For example, let's consider I want to develop one project by making use of any frameworks, like either it can be a Spring framework, or by making use of Spring Boot framework, or by making use of JPA framework. So whenever you want to develop the project by making use of some kind of frameworks, we need to add the frameworks third-party libraries to your project. So those third-party libraries, we are going to call them as dependencies. And then the second feature, yes, Maven is used for compiling the source code and then packaging the compiled source code into an executable file. Like just now we discussed about, it can generate either the executable file in the form of jar or var or EAR form. And then yes, for running the test cases and deploying the executable files to multiple environments like UAT environment, prod environment, or dev environment. So that's it for this session, guys. See you in the next session.